Tamela Mann just made a heartbreaking announcement that has left fans utterly shocked. At 58, the gospel legend renowned for her powerhouse vocals and unwavering faith broke down in tears while revealing a devastating family tragedy no one anticipated. But here's the twist: it's not just about what happened. It's about who was involved and what this could mean for her future and career. Stick with us, because this story cuts deeper and hurts more than anyone imagined. Tamela Mann has always been a pillar of strength, a gospel icon with a voice that moves mountains and a smile that brightens any room. Yet behind the award-winning performances, the standing ovations, and the soul-stirring music that has inspired millions lies a personal struggle she's kept private until now. During a recent live appearance that left audiences in tears, Tamela courageously shared the painful loss her family has endured, one that has rocked her to her core. And though we've seen her overcome hardships before, nothing could prepare us for the raw emotion and heartbreaking truth she just revealed to the world.
In this video, we're uncovering the full story behind Tamela Mann's emotional announcement. We'll break down exactly what happened, how it's affected her family and ministry, and the stunned reactions from fans and fellow gospel artists. Plus, you'll hear never-before-shared details and behind-the-scenes insights that are only now coming to light. Believe us, you won't want to skip what's coming next. This is where the story becomes painfully real and deeply personal. Tamela Mann is no stranger to fame. From her iconic roles in Tyler Perry's plays and films to dominating the Billboard gospel charts with timeless hits like Take Me to the King and God Provides, she's become a legend in gospel music and Christian entertainment. But while the world saw a woman excelling in her purpose behind the scenes, Tamela was silently weathering something far more painful, a private family struggle few even knew existed. For decades, Tamela and her husband, David Mann, were seen as gospel royalty. Their love story, rooted in faith, joy, and endurance, inspired millions. Together, they raised a blended family and shared their journey with honesty and grace. Yet beneath the polished exterior, Tamela was facing a personal battle that would eventually come to a devastating head. In a recent interview posted to her Instagram, later shared across multiple faith-based platforms, Tamela tearfully addressed the tragedy that has shattered her family. Just weeks earlier, her voice shaking, she confessed, "I've always sung through my pain, but this time, I couldn't even open my mouth." Those words landed differently, especially coming from a woman whose voice has been a lifeline for so many. Her silence said everything. Soon, reports started swirling that Tamela's loss wasn't just distant, it was devastatingly personal. A cherished family member, someone Tamela called the heartbeat of our circle, had passed away suddenly. While she didn't share all the details publicly at first, insiders close to the family began hinting at just how grave the situation was. Fellow gospel artists, including Tasha Cobbs Leonard and Kirk Franklin, publicly urged fans to pray for the Mann family, calling the loss unimaginable. Their comments only intensified the growing speculation. But here's what makes this even harder. This tragedy didn't just leave emotional wounds, it risked unraveling everything Tamela had worked for. What made her tearful admission so crushing was who she lost, and how irreplaceable their absence would be for her family. Eventually, in her emotional message to fans, Tamela revealed the heartbreaking truth. Her older sister, Patricia, had died suddenly after a short, unexpected illness. Though the Mann family had faced trials before, nothing could have prepared them for how quickly Patricia's health deteriorated. According to family insiders, what started as a minor health concern turned critical within days, leading to an emergency hospitalization and a final goodbye that came far too soon for Tamela. This wasn't just losing a sibling. It was losing a lifelong anchor, someone who'd stood by her through everything, from their humble roots in Fort Worth, Texas, to the glare of the national spotlight. Patricia wasn't just her sister. She was one of the few people Tamela relied on to keep her steady, especially amid the chaos of fame. In a follow-up video days later, Tamela tearfully shared, "We've been through so much as a family, but she was always my rock. When I was exhausted, she prayed. When I doubted myself, she reminded me who I was in God. Losing her, it's like losing part of my foundation." Then Tamela disclosed something few knew. Patricia had been quietly fighting health battles for years, never wanting to worry anyone. She always said, "God's got me," Tamela admitted. And now, he really does. That statement sent shockwaves through the gospel world. In the days that followed, Tamela's social media was flooded with tributes, scriptures, and heartfelt messages from grieving fans. Many began sharing their own stories of loss, moved by her courage to speak openly. What became clear was this wasn't just one family's tragedy. It had touched a universal nerve, resonating with countless others who'd experienced similar pain. But the most unexpected revelation: this loss exposed long-buried tensions within the Mann family itself. According to those close to the situation, Patricia's death didn't just create emptiness. It unleashed decades of unresolved conflict among siblings and relatives. Old wounds, unspoken hurts, and years of miscommunication suddenly came to light in grief's aftermath. While Tamela maintained her composure publicly, privately, she faced a double burden: mourning her sister while trying to navigate growing family divisions. Some sources point to bitter disagreements over Patricia's medical care in her final days. Others suggest conflicts arose when certain family members allegedly disregarded Patricia's last wishes. Though Tamela hasn't commented directly, insiders confirm she's been working tirelessly to hold her family together during this fracture. Yet through the heartbreak, Tamela has emerged as a voice of wisdom. In one particularly powerful moment, from her address she declared, "The enemy would love nothing more than to see us broken, but Patricia would want us united, not just in grief, but in healing." Now, the story takes an even more emotional turn. As news of her sister's passing spread, many expected Tamela to take a brief hiatus before returning to her ministry. But what shocked everyone was the profound decision she announced next, one that could redefine her career and legacy forever. During an emotional live stream just 1 week after Patricia's death, Tamela delivered stunning news. She was postponing all upcoming performances, tours, and recording projects indefinitely. With tears in her voice, she explained, "Right now, my family needs me. I need time to mourn, to breathe, to rediscover myself in this new chapter. I've poured everything into my ministry and my fans, but I have nothing left to give. I can't pour from an empty cup." For an artist whose life has been nonstop for over 20 years, this announcement marked a seismic shift. The first time fans had ever seen the tireless gospel icon choose to pause.
Tamela has long been the foundation of gospel music, a constant presence on tours, at award shows, and church conferences. With multiple stellar and Dove Awards to her name, Grammy nominations, and successful ventures into acting and fitness, she's always been an unstoppable force. Until now, this unexpected career pause has sparked intense speculation. While some believe her sister's passing is the primary reason, others suspect there may be more to the story. Recent sightings of Tamela in a medical boot, coupled with her candid discussions about chronic knee and hip pain, have led to questions about her health. Though she's had surgeries before, fans worry that emotional trauma may have worsened her physical condition. Her absence from major events has only deepened concerns. She was notably missing from both the Gospel Superfest reunion and Bet Sunday Best All-Stars events she was originally scheduled to attend. The last-minute cancellations, vaguely attributed to personal reasons, were highly unusual for the typically dependable star.
Even more revealing was a heartfelt post from her husband, David Mann, who shared, "Sometimes the strongest person in the room needs someone to hold them up. Please keep my wife in your prayers. She's hurting more than she lets on." His words confirmed what many had feared. Tamela wasn't just grieving. She was undergoing a profound spiritual and emotional struggle behind the scenes. Industry insiders report that Tamela is seriously contemplating canceling her entire 2025 gospel tour, which was set to cover over 20 cities nationwide. Her record label has fully supported her decision, even postponing work on her highly anticipated follow-up to Overcomer, an album that already explored themes of pain and healing. But then came a pivotal moment. In a raw, emotional post, Tamela wrote, "You've sung us through storms, but now it's time to speak to the broken families. Speak to the mothers, sisters, daughters who are hurting but don't know how to heal." That single passage shifted everything, transforming her grief from something she had to survive into something she could use to help others. And that's precisely what she's begun to do. In the weeks after uncovering that heartfelt letter, Tamela quietly began developing what insiders confirm will be her most intimate and meaningful project yet, a faith-based wellness initiative dedicated to her late sister's memory. While the official name remains unannounced, sources reveal the program will center on Tamela has already been collaborating with Christian counselors, spiritual advisors, and nonprofit organizations to turn this vision into reality. The response from the faith community has been extraordinary. Prominent figures like Dr. Juanita Bynum, Cece Winans, and Sarah Jakes Roberts have applauded Tamela's vulnerability, calling her openness about grief, family struggles, and ministry burnout a crucial conversation for the Black church. Across CR social media, thousands are using Patricia's promise to share their own experiences with loss and spiritual exhaustion, describing Tamela's path as authentic, divinely inspired, and what the church needs. But the most moving moment occurred during Tamela's unplanned appearance at a Dallas church service. She didn't sing or deliver a sermon. She simply stood on stage, clutching the letter to her chest, and declared, "If this season has taught me anything, it's that healing is a choice, and I choose to heal out loud." The congregation burst into applause, and videos of the raw, emotional moment spread rapidly online. What resonated wasn't a musical performance, but the powerful image of a woman worshiping through her brokenness. For Tamela Mann, this isn't merely a return. It's a complete transformation. She's channeling the agony of losing a loved one, the strain of family discord, and the weight of public expectations into something far bigger than her music career. It's both courageous and unprecedented. Tamela has always been more than a vocalist. For decades, her songs have guided millions through their darkest valleys. From local churches to global stages, she's encouraged generations to hold on to hope when healing seemed unimaginable. But now, in a profound shift, Tamela isn't just singing about faith. She's embodying it publicly through her own unhealed wounds. Her sister's untimely death didn't simply close one season of life. It shattered the myth that even gospel icons are untouched by the same profound grief that ordinary families face daily. Tamela's raw honesty has shown us all that sorrow doesn't discriminate based on fame, success, or social standing, and neither does the healing process. Through her tears, through the quiet moments, through the turmoil of family tensions, and the lingering memory of her sister's last words, Tamela is forging a new direction, one measured not by chart positions or accolades, but by deeper meaning. She had other options. She could have remained quiet, plastered on a smile while hurting inside, continued performing, kept recording, maintained the facade. But she selected something far more meaningful. She chose truth. She chose to fully experience her grief, to sit with the discomfort before finding strength. She chose to model vulnerability by declaring, "I'm struggling right now, but my faith remains." This is why her journey resonates so powerfully today. In our image-obsessed culture, Tamela Mann is revealing the grace in being human. She's demonstrating that spiritual work doesn't only occur from pulpits or spotlights. It happens in hospital corridors, at burial sites, around kitchen tables while consoling family, and in those private moments when sorrow flows freely. Her choice to step back from the spotlight, face her family's unresolved pain, and memorialize her sister through intentional action is truly brave. It underscores how legacy isn't merely about earthly accomplishments, it's about what endures. And without question, Patricia's influence continues through Tamela's unfolding story. We're not simply observing a beloved artist mourn. We're witnessing a woman of deep faith transform before our eyes. In this transformation lies something holy, something with reach far beyond musical notes. Whether you've experienced loss, family fractures, or simply sought calm in life's storms, Tamela's path mirrors yours, because restoration is never tidy. This intermission presents another potential shift. Those close to the situation reveal Tamela has received proposals about establishing a foundation in Patricia's memory, concentrating on mental well-being for Black women in religious leadership. This could indicate her focus moving from the stage to service. Whatever path she selects, one truth emerges. Tamela Mann's life is transitioning into a new phase defined not just by absence, but by reinvention. When tragedy strikes, families typically unite. Yet for the Manns, Patricia's sudden departure had the opposite effect. It reopened past hurts, brought hidden tensions into the light, and shattered years of unspoken words. Tamela Mann has always embodied peace, faith, and unity in the public eye. Alongside her husband David, she's built a reputation for their strong marriage, blended family, and unwavering commitment to keeping God first. But what most fans never realized is that behind closed doors, the Mann family has quietly struggled with internal strife for years, conflicts carefully kept away from the spotlight. According to multiple family insiders, Patricia's passing became the breaking point. The tension reportedly began surfacing during Patricia's final weeks, with heated disagreements about her medical treatment. Some relatives allegedly accused others of dismissing warning signs or keeping crucial details to themselves. One source revealed, this wasn't just about the present situation. It unearthed years of unresolved issues, missed connections, unmet commitments, decades of family history. Her death brought everything back to the surface. The situation grew more public when a since-deleted but widely circulated Facebook post, believed to be from one of Patricia's children, expressed frustration about certain relatives who only appeared when cameras were rolling, not when care was needed. Though no names were mentioned, speculation immediately turned to the family's more visible members, sparking intense rumors. Fans were left reeling. Was the picture-perfect family they'd admired actually falling apart behind the scenes? While Tamela has mostly avoided addressing the growing speculation, she offered a telling glimpse during her appearance on the Healing in the Middle of Hurt podcast. Sometimes family isn't defined by blood alone, but by who remains present, who stays steadfast, and who brings harmony when it's needed most. I'm learning that grief manifests differently in everyone, just as love does. Her carefully measured yet profoundly vulnerable words seemed to acknowledge the growing rift within her family. The situation grew more complicated with reports that Patricia's will may have caused additional conflict, particularly regarding family keepsakes and funeral plans. Insiders claim some relatives felt excluded or surprised by decisions made without collective input. The funeral itself was reportedly tense, with some attendees asked to leave and others choosing to stay away entirely. For a family whose foundation was built on ministry and Christian principles, this private unraveling has been both devastating and revealing. Now, fans are left questioning, what does this mean for the Mann family's future? Can Tamela mend relationships with those she's clashed with? Will this tragedy ultimately divide them permanently, or become a catalyst for healing? While Tamela has voiced her commitment to peace and reconciliation, the path forward remains uncertain.
One thing is clear, This chapter has unveiled a side of Tamela few have witnessed before, a woman torn between her public persona and private anguish. For those following her journey, this isn't just a passing moment. It's a powerful testament that even icons have breaking points. Even spiritual leaders experience profound grief. And even the strongest among us can be humbled by family discord. Just when the weight of loss, sorrow, and fractured bonds threatened to overwhelm Tamela, something extraordinary occurred, a discovery that would redirect her entire journey. As Tamela shared in a recent Faith Table podcast interview, while sorting through Patricia's possessions with close relatives, they found a sealed handwritten letter dated just 2 months before her passing, addressed specifically to Tamela. Recounting the emotional moment, Tamela's voice wavered. "I had no idea what those pages held. My heart was already in pieces. But seeing her handwriting, it was like she was right there with me." The letter overflowed with affection, shared memories, and most significantly, a heartfelt plea. Patricia's request that Tamela use her platform to support grieving families.